Nobody saw this coming. Not the analysts on TV, not the insiders on social media, not even the rival fan bases who love to doubt Golden State every single season. Just when the NBA world thought they had the Warriors figured out, Golden State did something so unbelievable that even the so-called experts are struggling to explain it. This isn't just another hot streak. This isn't just Steph Curry going nuclear for a few games. What we're witnessing right now is something deeper, something scarier, something that feels familiar in the most uncomfortable way possible for the rest of the league. Because once again, the Warriors are bending basketball reality. Think about it. For years now, the narrative has been the same. The dynasty is over. The league has caught up. Steph is aging. Draymond is declining. The roster is too small, too old, too inconsistent. Every offseason, every trade deadline, every bad stretch of games, the same voices get louder. Golden State is done. Move on. Rebuild. Blow it up. And yet, every single time, people say it with confidence, the Warriors respond by doing something that makes no logical sense. This time, it's not just wins. It's how they're winning. The Warriors aren't dominating with overwhelming size. They're not overwhelming teams with superstar depth like some of the new super teams. They're not even playing what most people would call modern, safe basketball. Instead, they're doing something far more dangerous. They're controlling games without controlling the box score. They're winning minutes without winning matchups on paper. They're breaking teams mentally before the fourth quarter even begins. NBA experts look at the numbers and say, this shouldn't work. But it is. Golden State is beating teams while playing faster when everyone else is slowing down. They're spacing the floor while lineups across the league are getting bigger. They're trusting ball movement while the rest of the NBA leans harder into isolation stars. And the most unbelievable part? They're doing it with lineups that shouldn't survive defensively, yet somehow dominate. Steph Curry remains the center of gravity. Not just the scorer, not just the shooter, but the force that pulls entire defenses apart. Every possession he's on the floor, 4 defenders are making decisions that aren't written in any playbook. Switch or trap, help or stay home, blitz or drop. And no matter what they choose, the Warriors are already one step ahead. Because Golden State doesn't react. They anticipate. That's what the experts keep missing. This team doesn't play basketball possession by possession. They play chess while everyone else is playing checkers. A single Curry relocation doesn't just create a shot, it creates a chain reaction. One defender overhelps, another hesitates. Suddenly, a cutter is free, a shooter is wide open, or a mismatch is exposed. And this isn't accidental. This is built. Draymond Green, despite all the noise around him, remains the brain of the operation. His numbers won't impress casual fans. His presence won't show up in flashy highlights. But watch the way the Warriors defend when he's locked in. Passing lanes disappear. Angles get cut off before the pass is thrown. Shooters feel rushed even when they're technically open. Golden State doesn't guard players. They guard ideas. They know where the ball wants to go before it gets there. They bait teams into their second option, then punish them for abandoning the first. That's why opposing offenses suddenly look uncomfortable. That's why teams with elite scorers look disjointed. That's why late-game execution against Golden State feels rushed, forced, panicked. And then there's the depth. Not star power depth, but functional chaos depth. The Warriors are throwing out lineups that change the rhythm of games completely. One moment it's motion offense, cutting and spacing. The next moment it's speed, pressure, and transition chaos. Then suddenly, they slow it down, run split actions, and force defenses to think instead of react. This constant shifting makes preparation almost meaningless. You can't game plan for a team that doesn't play the same way twice in a row. That's where NBA experts start losing the plot. They want to label Golden State as one thing: small, old, shooting dependent. But the Warriors refuse to stay in a box. They adapt in-game, sometimes mid-quarter, without calling timeouts. That's not coaching from the sidelines. That's basketball IQ on the floor. And when Steph Curry smells blood, it's over. There's a moment in almost every Warriors win where you can feel it shift. The crowd gets louder. The opposing bench gets quiet. Curry hits a shot that feels unnecessary. And that's exactly why it hurts so much. It's not the dagger. It's the warning shot. It's the reminder that no lead is safe, no coverage is enough, and no defender can relax. That psychological pressure is something the analytics can't measure. Golden State makes teams question themselves. Should we keep doubling? Should we stop switching? Should we change the lineup? And while they're asking those questions, the Warriors are already exploiting the confusion. This is dominance without brute force. This is control without isolation. This is basketball that doesn't age the way people expect it to. That's why experts are confused. According to the usual NBA life cycle, this team shouldn't be doing this anymore. Dynasties aren't supposed to have second acts, let alone third ones. And yet here we are, watching Golden State once again sit comfortably among the league's most dangerous teams. Not because they added the biggest name, not because they chased trends, but because they doubled down on identity. The Warriors believe in something most teams abandon the moment things get hard: continuity, chemistry, trust. They believe that understanding each other is more valuable than chasing the next shiny option. That belief allows them to play freer, smarter, and more connected than teams with technically better rosters. And when the playoffs come closer, this becomes terrifying. Because playoff basketball is about decision-making under pressure. It's about reading the game when everything slows down. It's about exploiting mistakes that only happen when players are thinking too much. No team in the NBA punishes hesitation like the Warriors. 1/2 second late on a rotation? That's 3 points. One miscommunication on a switch? That's a layup. One defender cheating off Curry for a split second? That's a highlight you'll see everywhere by morning. This is why Golden State's dominance feels unbelievable. It's not loud domination. It's not overwhelming domination. It's surgical. They cut teams apart piece by piece. And here's the part nobody wants to admit. The Warriors don't even look like they're playing their best basketball yet. That's the scary part. There are still stretches where shots don't fall. Still moments where rotations aren't perfect. Still games where the offense stalls briefly. But instead of collapsing, Golden State survives. They hang around. They stay within striking distance. And when the opportunity comes, they strike instantly. That patience comes from experience. They've been here before. They've felt the pressure. They've heard the doubts. They know exactly how narratives shift in this league. And they know the regular season doesn't decide legacies. The moments do. So when NBA experts say they can't explain Golden State's dominance, the truth is simpler than they want to admit. They don't want to. Because explaining it means acknowledging that basketball isn't just numbers and matchups. It's rhythm. It's timing. It's trust. It's knowing where your teammate will be without looking. It's understanding when to push and when to wait. The Warriors have mastered that. Again. And if the rest of the league isn't careful, this unbelievable run won't just be a story. It'll be a warning. A reminder. A message that the dynasty everyone buried is still breathing, still thinking, still evolving. The NBA has changed. The Warriors changed with it. And now, once again, everyone else is chasing. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure you subscribe because this story is far from over. The Warriors aren't done shocking the league. And trust me, the next chapter might be even crazier.